Hey guys, thanks for tuning in to another Wolf Tick video. Now, before we get to this zoom, break, bleed, we're about to show you guys an intro, so don't fast forward. But, I want to give you a little disclaimer first.
On the break, bleed, or the intro?
Both. We're not professionals, first of all. Second of all, this intro we're about to show you, we got into it pretty good the other day when we were filming. I don't know what we were filming, but it gets a little wild.
Are you talking about when you kept going to my area?
Yeah, your whole area and everything. Anyway, it's a pretty good one. If you guys got little kids...
Get riled up right now in the disclaimer.
Calm down. We get going pretty good. So before we get to the zoom, break, bleed video, you might want to put your kids in the back room or something.
Just stay out of my area.
Yeah. Have them stay out of your area, watch the video, and then have your
kids stay out of your area.
And then have them come back in to watch the zoom break.
Only with permission to be in your area. How is it that I have to get my together?
Look.
What is my name?
You want to stay over there and do your own thing and be like, well, son, this, and that, and then you want to ask, we don't have time for this. I need to get set up. I'm trying to talk to you. I'm trying to, but you get an attitude every time I tell you something.
What am I getting an attitude about?
I'm saying, excuse me, so I can get put up, bikes put away.
I was in the middle of something.
I know you were.
Piddle farting around the phone.
That's why I'm waiting.
Waiting for what?
So we can record.
What's your excuse now?
So I can get us in
20
frame.
minutes ago.
We have to communicate now. What video's first? We're going to talk.
Nuts. You're nuts.
What video is first? Why is there mail sitting right here in the frame?
Son,
if that video's not first, then get it the hell out of the way.
You move the
because
mail.
I can't go in your area. Once I get past your...
Get in my area.
Once I get past your bar stool, you throw a fit.
I don't want you over here, you dumb...
That's why I don't go over there.
Stay the out.
Alright guys, hopefully you enjoyed the intro. I know I didn't.
This right here's got me messed up.
This right here's got us very messed up. Zoom, break, bleed kit that we've been waiting for. You guys seen it on the mail time segment that we got. We're going to break into this today and show you guys what all it comes with. We've got some Textro mineral oil we're going to be using. We'll get into all of that on Project Humpty Dumpty. But these Zoom brakes, they're kind of funky. We tried to use the Shimano funnel when we first got them because remember we had to swap new hoses and everything because they came in backwards. You guys all know all about that.
Can we call this brake fluid because it triggers people?
There's kind of a big problem trying to bleed these brakes because they've got some weird design on the top part where the piston goes. We're going to get into that.
No. There's a big problem bleeding these brakes when you're trying to use a Shimano funnel.
Yeah. If you don't have the right stuff, then it's going to become a problem.
We don't know if it's a problem yet or not. We haven't tried it with the proper equipment, which we're about to do.
So let's go ahead and get into the box, see what it comes with. See what all you get, and it does more than just zoom.
Are we doing a thing on the brake bleed kit, or are we doing a thing on bleeding brakes?
We're going to bleed the brakes today. Project Humpty Dumpty, we're going to do the zoom.
Well, that's... Okay, well then quickly show this. Let's not get caught up on that.
Alright, so this is the Psycho Bico. I think I'm saying that right. Psycho Bico. Supposed to do all brand, Shimano, Zoom, Nut, Tektro, Magura, HS30. I don't know what nut is. Looks like we've got some different syringes, and then these ones are a little different. They're not threaded. Some tubes. Tubage here. Now, I don't know what the hell these things are. I've seen these on the pictures, and I'm guessing you put a tube through one end. See here? You pull it, and it pinches off the flow of your fluid. Alright, looks like we've got a bleeder block that you put on the inside of your caliper. It comes with some different sized Torx and some hex heads. And this is all 21 bucks, $22. Not bad. Okay, so this right here looks like some... different sizes for your threaded syringes, I guess. All these different thread types, right? So you can see here, I'm not sure which one works on the Zoom, but I mean, I had no idea that there were so many different sizes. Check that thread compared to that one. I mean, it's a pretty big difference there. And I'm sure it will tell you whichever one that we need. They'll have, looks like, different types of O-rings on there. So we're going to have to see which one we're going to need for these Zoom brakes today. And also you get some extra O-rings. Good, we've got some directions. Even some gloves to be official. Nice. Velcro strap here. Make sure there's no air bubbles or something like that. Bam, we got a strap. And last thing we got is a 8mm and a 7mm tool. All these goodies here for 22 bucks. That's not bad. That's pretty worth it. And also we're going to be using this Tektro. Went to the bike shop the other day and picked up some Tektro mineral oil. They said there was nothing harsh about this stuff. Ain't gonna eat out the O-rings or nothing like that when it comes to your Zoom brakes. So I don't know, do you guys have any opinions on what you like to use for your mineral oil in your brakes? Anyway guys, let's go ahead and get into it. Alright, so the reason we're going to be bleeding these brakes today is, if you guys remember on the installation video, when we bought these Zoom brakes for $43, they came in reverse. So we bought a new hose kit, and we swapped them back over, and we had to also extend the hose length because on the Taff, what the rear was just a tad bit too short for what we needed. So we kind of killed two birds with one stone. Now in doing that, we also had to bleed them. We didn't have the right bleed stuff. Obviously you guys know all about that.
The right bleed stuff.
The right bleed stuff. The front brake, check out how good this grabs. Right? It's immediate right there. It's really responsive, and I haven't had any problems with the front brake. Now the rear brake is where we're having all of the issues, and I want you to look at this one. We're here. Look how much I can squeeze it all the way down. Now that is definitely not safe on the trail whatsoever. So what I have to do is I have to squeeze, 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 and it starts to build up pressure because there's a bunch of air in the line, and then we have a little bit. It's just time to be safe, and the reason we're going to do both of them today is just so whenever maintenance comes up in the future, we know we did them both at the same exact time. So I'm going to go ahead and do now is I'm going to take off the front and rear wheel, and then I'm also going to be taking off the brake calipers, because remember we have those bleed blocks, and that's the whole reason we're going to sit that thing in there. So I'm going to sit the bleed blocks in there, and then we're going to move on to the levers. Now what I'm going to do is I want to get the lever here, and I want to go right parallel with the floor, okay? Now let's go ahead and look at these directions and see exactly what we're going to need to get this job done.
Are you doing a how-to? I'm disclaimering. Don't think that we're professionals and we know what we're doing.
Not professionals.
Don't know what we're doing.
Don't know what we're doing. Okay, so I think I found the right combination here. It's kind of hard because it just goes by pictures. There's really no text. Okay, so you can see here the setup. I got the syringe on top, which is acting like a funnel. I got the hose with the little keeper on there. And this thing screws in pretty tight into there. So, I mean, a ways in there. So we're going to do that. And then next we're going to go down to the caliper and see. That's pretty tight. I'm going to let it bottom out. Let's go down to the caliper and see if we can find the size for it. Alright, so since we're doing a full bleed, I'm going to take this bleeder valve out. And I think this is the right size. You can see I think that's the right size to use. So I'm going to keep that end in the syringe there. We're going to suck out all the old, and it's probably not bad at all. And then we're going to let it just flow out or suck it out and see how it looks. So I've got that hooked in there now. There's some air bubbles there. So there is a little bit of trash in here. So I'm glad we're getting it all changed out. All right, let's go ahead and take this off now. Little bleeder valve screw back in there. All right, so let's go ahead and go back up to the top. We will add some fluid in that syringe, let it flow down, start squeezing, and then start bleeding the bottom portion here. Do a little leak test on the piston here and make sure it's not leaking. When I tried to do it with the Shimano funnel that time, it was leaking all over the place, and that's what really started making me think, man, we got to get a real bleeder for this thing. But you can see all the way around it, it is nice and dry, so that is good. So the plastic keeper up top works.
I'm making an appearance.
Making an appearance. Hold it right there.
Appearances are made.
I'm gonna open up the bleeder valve and see if it starts flowing down.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna stay out of the picture so people can see it.
Okay. So I had the bleeder valve open, squirting a little bit of fluid out, enough to where I think most of the fluid started going through. I'm gonna hit on these cables a little bit, and then we'll see if some bubbles come up in through here. Okay, so we've got no more bubblage. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to get my strap. I'll put that strap around there. I'm going to lower my little keeper here. I'm going to pinch her off. Pull it out and clean it up. Put my little bitty O-ring, metal O-ring, we're going to put that back on the top. Now do a little of this action. Tighten her back down. Nice and tight. Let the lever off. Okay guys, well, really nice and tight. Now what's weird is I did think we're going to have to use, I even got it set up. I thought we were going to have to use this weird setup, but apparently you don't have to. It did show this, but it also showed two plastic pieces, so I don't know really where this comes into play. That worked just fine, and the brake feels even better. But let's go ahead and see if we can attack this one. That's going to be the rough one. I mean, look how squishy that is. But let's go ahead and get on this one next. Now, just like the front brake, I'm going to do the exact same thing with the rear. I want to get it parallel with the floor. And really what I should need to do is I'm going to get this bike stand, and I'm going to tilt it back to where the caliper is significantly lower than the front brake lever. Loosen this little bolt, and we'll put the plastic syringe in there. Alright guys, so I thought we'd save you some time. The brake bleed went really well on the rear. Same exact as the front, same method. The only thing I was really surprised with was the amount of trash that was in the mineral oil. There was a bunch of like O-ring and Loctite. I was kind of surprised with that. I do recommend if you guys do have these brakes, maybe about a week or two into riding, you guys bleed them just to make sure you get all that nasty trash out of there. Same process. Only thing that was a little bit different on the rear as opposed to the front. The rear, I did have some air bubbles, so it took probably double the time as the reason why we're just talking through this portion of it. But still went really well. And okay, here, listen to this part. This is pretty good.
Yeah. Ooh, buddy. Ooh. Almost got scored in the face.
Alright guys, well the budget brake bleed went pretty well. Now for $23 this kit, I don't know, I think that's a pretty good deal. It says it does Shimano, a whole bunch of other brands. We'll probably find out in the future. It went pretty good. Yeah, this whole system here does not work well with the Zoom brakes. Shimano only. We found that out. Hopefully the threads are okay in that one. But that whole kit, $22, $23, definitely not a bad deal. But let me show you guys the differences with these levers. Alright, let me tilt that up. Now, here's the front lever, and it's catching just like it normally was earlier, right? We just changed it out so we can be on the same page here. Now, look at the rear. Ready? It grabs immediately. I'm so excited about that. Taking to these trails, I'm going to get to go a lot faster. Now, I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but it's the safest thing, as I've got some good brakes now on the Project Humpty Dumpty. But we appreciate you watching Wolfstick videos as always. Hopefully you guys enjoy it, and if you guys have some Zoom brakes, instead of taking them to the bike shop, I don't know, why don't you order that kit and try it yourselves? You might be surprised what you can learn. Thanks for watching, guys.